All right, guys, back to the Mercedes. I'm going to start working on the rear brakes, and also replacing the wheel bearings and hub and the parking brake system too. I also have to drain the fluid on the differential. So what I'm going to show you is going to be just one side, and then it's going to be the same on the other side. So I hope you guys will stay tuned, and that this becomes a good informative video for you too. Okay. Well, this is a start. Okay. Um, Well, you can remove this torque in here and the caliper. These brake pads are new, so I'm going to pretty much reuse them. But let's just start removing. I hope the light and everything is good for you guys in there too. This one is a T25, I think, no, T30. Not perfect. Got a tray right next to me, so I can reuse those. Usually, this got like a plastic cover on the back of the pins for the caliper. One thing that I usually do, and it helps a lot, is release the pressure from the piston when I can. You know, sometimes it's not enough room, but I just bring the caliper a little bit down towards me. And right now, it's completely loose. Careful in here. Just bring the pin down. It has two pins that holds in here, and then the spring tension on the back. All right. For the back, most likely it's an 8 Allen. Sure, I'm sorry. It's 8 or 7. 7. This is what I do because the bottom one usually is the lower control arms on your waist. I just put a wrench and use the socket by itself. Yep. Sure, this one is loose. Now let's clean these pins. These are actually very good. They're dry. We're going to lubricate them all. Get the bottom one out. One thing that you can do too is no, this is not going to let me. Sometimes you can just pull the whole caliper out and then slide it off. But look like this has a spring on the back pad going into the piston. So you need to remove the pin completely. Okay, got it out. As you can see, the brake pads are just like brand new. Good advice too is don't let the caliper hang itself from the hose, because that can damage the hose itself. So I usually just do that. All right, for the inside, looks like 18, and that is correct. Get you all the specs for the torque when I'm installing this. I just probably put them on the the videos I have been doing on the other ones. I know you're probably not looking at most of the stuff that I'm doing, but I mean, it's just impossible to have the camera in this small space here. We're gonna get a ratchet wrench. I'll be right back, guys. I got the wrench. It's just a ratchet wrench to make it quicker. What I call this morning, we wake up at like probably less than an inch of snow here. And the sun is out. So again, I'm removing the wheel bearing, so I have to remove the brake, the caliper bracket, caliper. I'm gonna put no rotors as you saw that I have them. The reason I did that is not only because of the regular brakes, it's also because the parking brake system is gonna be inside here. You're gonna see that in a second. Just got for Christmas the AirPods from Apple, and I'm using them on my phone. The recording, hopefully for the audio, is gonna be very good this time. All right, so for this, it's gonna be a little noisy. You just hit up in here and then break loose the rotor usually. Yep, that's it. All right, so this is my main reason I'm replacing the rotors. Well, they got a lip in here, but the parking brake system needs to be all new. I mean, it's 80,000 miles, so we're gonna put everything new in here. Well, let me leave this for now here. Need to lose this up. It's a 12-point nut. Looks like a 30. Let me go and get the socket. I have a few of them. We're gonna get a 30 and 27, just in case it's either one. Most likely it's just 30. Actually, it looks like it's a little bigger. I'm using the 30, yeah. There's a lot of paint in there, but it definitely looks bigger. So let me go and get the set, guys. Should stop the video in there, not holding you guys, just staring at the camera, but well, um, getting my set of 12 points. I got the 32 here. Yep. And that's what it is. It's a 32. Put this on here. Good advice, especially like this one. It has a good coat for not letting it rust, which is very good, smart idea. All right, that's it. And with some hammer, just let it come out of the socket. So that will take care of that. So I have two choices in here. Um, since I'm not reusing this hub, I don't really need to separate it because I'm going to take it as a one piece. I got the brand new hub and a brand new bearing. If you're going to do an 80,000 mile maintenance, it's better if you do it like that. So let me just put a little bit WD-40 into those balls, which are not that bad. I'll make sure you not lubricate the treads before taking it out. And hopefully I can remove the whole hub, and with the bearing I can show you how the parking brake system works in here. So see what I need for this. It's definitely looks like I needed a E12 or E14 on the back of that. Try to make a little room, because right now that axle is a little bit of my way. Push this axle a little bit. Always, the CV joints are going to have room for the axle to move. So like this, I'm trying to give as much as space in order for me to get that socket on the back, because it was hitting on the axle itself. Still does. Hmm. One of them is going to be a little tight to work with. Bottom ones are not so bad. I got the long ones. So it's the E12. Let me go and get the long one. These are not impact, but they're good. So I don't think it's going to be that tight in there either way. So hopefully I can now reach that. Let me see if I can remove one. This is probably the one with the most space in here. Yeah. Try to use a swivel extension. Introduction from half to 3/8. So this was what I got put together. Try to get this impact wrench away from one of the guys. I got one out. They're very special bolts. So this is what they look like. They have a not a Loctite. One hole in the caliper bracket did. That's also very important that you put back. When you put back to get the same. Try to get that one on the top. Make sure your socket goes all the way. Got that second now. No, that's the socket and the swivel. Oh, try not to change the height for you guys to see good. No, this ball, the axle is not gonna let it come out. I can leave it in there. All I need to remove is this. Let's see the other ones. It's very tight space to get this in here. Oops. Looks like I'm gonna have to do that with a ratchet. So let me start the video so you don't look at me just taking bolts. All right, remove the bolts. I'm sure the camera is recording. Yes. So I removed the bolts. I just, keep the up, and now what is holding it is the actual axle with my bronze punch right here. Just trying to liberate it from the axle. Looks like it's being held by the parking brake system. Was hoping to not have to remove that. And it looks like the bolts actually that hold the hub itself, they did have Loctite. It just stayed on the hub. So yeah, this is not going to come off with that. So let's take this out. Let me get some goggles. Very important to wear protection for this, especially when you're removing little springs and how they can jump to your face. Usually what I do, I either use a fine flat screwdriver to get to the spring. Be very careful with that. Now this is going to be a little tricky. Let me take a look at the back. Yeah, definitely not going to be able to see anything. Let me go and get the parts. Let's see how those springs are. That's the good thing about the parts. I mean, having the new parts in here. So those springs are just hooked on the back. So you have to spin it and just come out. It's a little hard to take the tension. See if I can use this hole. And as a fact, they gotta have again specific tool for this, but yep, let's hook that one. Let me show it to you. So all you gotta do is just grab it, push in and a spin, and it comes out. We try to do the same thing in the bottom one. Well, pretty simple. And now this moves. Yeah, we can get it out. Okay, so we got the hub and the bottom as a one assembly out. And now you can see this in a better way. I mean, we need to remove this because this mechanism, this is where the cable comes from the parking brake system. And you also can see hopefully the Loctite in here. That's from the threads on the hub itself. So this will be the one I need to remove. I'll leave this a spring. Usually what I do is I get the back out when I can. Careful with your eyes and your hands. See, that takes the tension of the springs off. And now the whole thing came out, which is what I'm looking for, or what I was looking for. All right, so this is attached to the cable. As you can see, it's actually built in. So actually it comes in. Very surprised. It comes with a kit and all the bolts. Let me see if that pin just slides out. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah. Okay, so guys, just a small pin. It slides out, and you can remove it too. All right, so let me clean this out. My next step is going to be, since I have the hub and the bearing separate, let's take it over to the press. I got both both bearings and both hubs yesterday when I got the part. I didn't have the whole thing. So this is the new hub. Sorry, the new bearing. And that is the new hub. Obviously, the flat surface will guide you to or show you where it is going to be installed. So either you can install this on the press, or you should probably believe that might be the easiest way to do, because I can just go over the press, push this down, and then push it all the way down as it should be, and then just put the parking brake together here. So let me do that. Let me stop the video. I'm also going to clean this with brake cleaner, make sure everything is nice and clean. I'm going to lubricate the blade contact points with a brake lubricant. So the parking brake shoes, they're not working right in here. You always have to do that in parking brake systems. And also shoe system if that's the way your rear brakes are. So let me stop the video to not make it too long, and be right back, guys. Alright guys, I installed the hub and the bearing together, ready to go. And I think the best I can do here too is to install the parking brake system before I put the hub, so it's easier. Not the pins, because the pins are, the springs that hold the pads or shoes in here, because as you saw, it's impossible to get the hub in. So let's put those together. Let's hang it in here. Let's double check parts. Make sure they're all the same. And they look perfect. And the little pin. Just trying to. I don't think it's going to matter, because I will find his own way always. One of the things, I can put it like this or like this. No, that's definitely not. That's going to change the height of this mechanism. It looks more like it. Yeah, that looks just about right. Let me get the brake grease. There's a few points that you need to just, don't go crazy with the amount of grease that you put in there. There's not much movement either. So this is a special grease, brake grease. So you can see the contact points right here. Do the same thing with the bottom one. It's gonna make the system work smoother, and you can lubricate the point for the shoes itself. Again, just a small coat. Alright, that should do it. So we have they're all the same. As you can see, there's no difference in between the shoes. The only difference is the contact point. So we need this side on here and that side for the adjuster. Another thing that I want to make sure This can go either way. It's like this. So the carb is away from the mechanism. There's a little pad here. Yeah, that makes more sense. And now the springs are also less loaded. There's that adjuster. And that's what I'm looking for. As you can see, this is holding itself in place. It's pretty good. Got a little bit of like grease in here. No matter what, I'm going to sand this coarse thread sandpaper. Get rid of that box. And now let me go and get the rotor. Rotor in the hand. Make sure I have everything ready here. I'm gonna need that. I'm looking for the Loctite. The second guy. All right, I found it. Again, just one drop. You don't need much. Yeah, that's perfect. I got the other one outside, but I can put that one at last. Now let me push those bolts back out and get the hub in place. So the pin now has to come in, right? I have to play with this a little to get it inside there. Yep. Yeah. All right, so it is in. Like I said, if you do it like this, it's just going to be so much easier than fighting to install everything back while you had the hub also in your way. Should be obviously in the right spot, which I don't think it is. I have to hit it a little bit to get it in. That's going better. Stay what I need to. Yeah, it looks much better, so be careful when you install yours. Half has that up and down. The bottom holes are spread open a little bit more than the upper ones. And probably as you already see, it's maybe better to lubricate this after you installed, so you don't have to fight with that grease. in your hands and on the pads or shoes. So that looks better. Yeah, definitely better. Up a little. I can see that now they're lining up more. All right. Put the rotor in the floor. Let's see if I can at least put a couple of those started to at least hold the hub. See if I can grab it. Very tight space here in the back, guys. So bear with me. I always believe in the starter. Anything with your hand, and then buy the ratchet or saw after so you don't damage any threads. And more important when you're working on hoses or metal piping, because those internal threads are very hard to fix. All right, that one is going very well. So as you guys can see, it's very possible to do it. And this way, at least now the parking brake is together, and all we have to put is those springs to hold it in place. But everything is going very smooth. Mm-hmm. And when it's tight, and when it's two, now I can grab the one I got outside, put the Loctite in it. That's all you need. And let me go towards the back. Sure I can get it in. Otherwise, I'm going to have to lose them up. The other ones. This should just be. I should just be able to move the axle a little. Yeah, it's about to get in. Yeah. Just a millimeter off. Yep, got it in. Yeah, my hand was just impossible. Just I hit the axle a little bit. But I do have both of them inside in there too. See if I can get from here. Yep. Let me get that extension. Swivel. You get those two tight. I need the long one. Remember, these are E12s. Okay. Like every Crow says, click. Also, I would put in this part of the video the torque for you guys if you want to. And now let me put those springs. And for this, I'm just going to use the middle nose pliers. The hammer has bigger holes, so you can get into there like that. That's what you're looking for. Let me see if I can see this right there. So you pushed in and you turn. Well, you're able to grab. Okay, looks like I did. Gotta be very patient with this. Because I will try to slide up and down. I can do it in here. And I got that one in. As soon as you got one in, it will hold the pad in place or shoe. I don't know what I keep saying, but okay. Because it was a sliding up and down. As you see there, it's kind of like a weird position for this lock. Kind of like in an angle. Instead to get straight from the hole, it's kind of like in an angle. So that makes it very hard to install. Yeah, that's the issue. You can see from the back of the pad that the spring is going just away from the hole. Got it there. So what I did is with a small, pocket screwdriver, wrote it up, and you can remove this. So that's it. Let me go and get the uh, sandpaper. I might have it here. I think I got it off my cart. Just to clean it up. That should do it. And then now we can install the rotor. One important thing to do is this is where you adjust your parking brake. It will kind of like a self-adjust by time. but it's better. Like you see, this is too loose. So just go by with a small screwdriver, and remember it's a right hand thread. So just open it up a little. This is your best time to do it, especially with everything being new. What you're looking for is just to rub. Can start hitting it a little bit, but I want a little more, a little bit more. You will know if it's too much. It will not come in. Hopefully you guys can hear that. It's getting tighter. Still, still it's a little too loose. That's what I'm talking about. You got a funny guy here in the shop. Likes to sing and scream. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. That's it. That's it, guys. I can feel now the rub. Perfect. So let's line this up with a screw, which also comes new here, and it's already with the Loctite in there. And now let me see if I can pull that axle towards me. This is gonna be, might need a rubber mallet. Just to try to make the axle come to me. See how can I hit it. Be able to do it on the side too as well. Yeah, I got a enough surface. Here I'm using a bronze punch, so don't worry about it. Damage anything with this. It's not really grabbing much. Hopefully it's coming out. It's very soft. I mean, it's new. Everything is lined up well. Okay, that should do it. Perfect. Perfect. We can put that. That should do it. This is just to secure the knot, it doesn't come off. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to start the video. This is not about the rotors and pads. It was more about this. I'm going to take these pads onto a flat surface and get rid of at least the glaze it has on the front, you know? That's what you're really looking for. To make it last and not produce any squealing noises in here. But this is the video for wheel bearing and parking brake system on a 2010 C300 4Matic. Hope you guys like the video and thanks for watching.